Hey, everybody. Happy Tuesday to you all. My name is Mark, part of the Weekday Wagers crew with Robby and DG. So glad you could join us on this Tuesday afternoon as we break into some breaking news. We got so much to do on this show. So we got some breaking NBA news. We have some diamond stuff going on. Ice. We're in the playoffs for basketball and hockey. So much to cover. You know, I can't do it by myself, so they won't let me do that. Let's bring in Robby. And Rob, how are you today, sir? What's going on?
I'm great. I am great. I know you're great because, as you can tell, I'm wearing my Shohei Ohtani jersey, which means only one thing. I finally got on the board last night, as well as you, man. I think we went, 5-0 with my bonus bet of Sam Bennett's goal?
We did. We hit all of the bets plus a couple of dingers. And, yeah, all around a great – it's kind of funny because we've been really tailing and riding the coattails of a particularly good weekend that we've had over on justicesports.com. I would say, we've all been doing really well. The AI model projections are doing fantastic as well. You see it scrolling there at the bottom. Head on over there. Use BTT30, your first 30 days for free. But, yeah, I mean, it's just been a really good weekend for our picks.
Absolutely. I cleaned up in that game last night. I know I'm sorry the sweep didn't happen, but the player props were good on my end. But that was a very interesting game last night. All I can say is, in the great Wayne's World's quote, "Game on."
Well, speaking of that incredible game, I think what I should do is let me start this here. Every day on Weekday Wagers, we'd like to get the show started with what's the word? What's happening today? And what's happening today is a celebration for me. Actually, no, that's not true. There's a lot of eating crow today. And so to all of my Torontonians, I don't know even how you say that, to all the Maple Leaf fans out there, my heartfelt congratulations. I ran my mouth a little bit. I'm getting served up a large dose of humble pie. And I respect everything that you guys have done and accomplished so far this season. I look forward to the series now that can be enjoyed without having the pressure of a sweep on my shoulders at the same time. So congratulations, Toronto. I'm happy for you. All's good. All's good in the war of the NHL playoffs. So, Robby, what's the word? Give me some other good news.
Well, my word today is respect, and it has to do with my play today. So I'm not sure if you're a hockey capper, you probably know Chris Meany. He's one of the best in the game. He's somebody that I watched and actually learned a lot from. And we were both on Sam Bennett's point yesterday, not knowing it. So I did my write-up this morning, have my play put in. Then I saw what Chris and his team do at NHL Fantasy Edge, and he and I are on the same player yet again. So before I even made this pick official on the show, I sent Meany a direct message like, hey, I can play something else. I don't want you to think that I'm copying you. I don't want anybody to think that you and I are in collusion. I said, but we're again on the same player. He responded back. He had a laugh. He says, man, that's awesome. He goes, no, play it. He goes, honestly, that's a good thing that you and I are both on the same player. So respect to Chris Meany. If you're not following him on Twitter for hockey advice, I definitely recommend him and his team over at NHL Stats, Fantasy Edge Stats, just all around good dude.
Hey, listen, Chris. I'm glad you're watching the show. Welcome, my friend. I will be following you here shortly. Speaking of that pick, why don't we – well, you know what? Before we get into that, I do have a Nerfy play. Right. Yeah, these things have been so crazy. And we cashed last night halfway, kind of. The Yankees did not score in the first inning. Judge got thrown out at home plate, which saved that half of it. Unfortunately, the Washington portion got rained out. So was it a large cash? No, but we didn't lose either. So I'll count it as a half a win. Tonight, though, I am looking at the Astros and Brewers. And this one is going to get about as quiet as it gets. And I love every second of it. Basically, Houston bats have gone AWOL in the first inning. They're 81% Nerfy on their road trips this season. It's like they don't even bother to swing during the first inning. they are facing Milwaukee's Chad Patrick, and he has been a straight-up nerfy assassin this season, going 3-0 at home. On the other side, the Brewers themselves have been fantastic at 88% nerfy in their home games. They will be facing Hayden Wesneski, and he has a perfect 2-0 road nerfy record. I love this spot. We got two pitchers. Don't give up early runs. We got two offenses that forget how to hit early, which means that this equals textbook nerfy gold. Any thoughts on this one, Rob?
Yeah, just hope they all continue to sleepwalk their way through this one, cash that ticket early. It's two teams I honestly don't follow as much. Used to follow Houston a little bit more last year when Jordan was hitting home runs, but he's kind of been quiet this year. So that's good for your play.
I like it. I like it. So, yeah, that's that. Now, you mentioned that you were on a play with Chris. I'm kind of curious as to what kind of a play has two hockey minds as great as the both of yours on the same one.
Yeah, man, we're going Andrei Svechnikov. I hope I didn't butcher that too bad. 1+ point -120. Also taking his anytime goal at +225. Look, man, he turned it on really late in that New Jersey series. He had a point in 4 of his last 5 games with 5 goals and 1 assist. He has 6 points overall in his last 6 games against Washington, with 5 of those points occurring in Washington. So he's not afraid to score in Washington. He's the only consistent player for me on Carolina. I'll be honest with you. Carolina Hurricanes, Baltimore Ravens, 2 teams I hate betting on because for whatever reason there's a block and I can't get over it. Svechnikov, though, has been the whatever you want to say, the equalizer. I've been able to cash his tickets. He's averaging 4.4 shots on goal as well in those last 5 games. So if you want to take his over 2.5, that was at plus money. I think plus 120 on DraftKings as well. So if you're into his shots on goal, I don't hate that either. But Andrei Svechnikov, 1+ point -120. And his anytime goal +225 is a bonus bet.
I like it. I like it. Hey, give out all the bonus bets. They keep cashing. So I love it. I am going to the hardwood tonight for mine. We wrote a team total last night to the pay window. Let's do it again tonight. I'm taking the Timberwolves team total over 107.5. Full disclosure, this line has moved. I grabbed this morning at 107.5. It's now at 108.5. I don't mind it there either. Okay. But if you can find it at 107.5, jump all over it because it's just keep going up. According to Rafael Esparza, the numbers guy on Coaching Company's morning show, that total could get upwards to about 109 before tip-off. So the sooner you jump on this, obviously, the better you'd be saving yourself a little bit of a room there. I love this play because the Timberwolves have been torching opponents for 114 points per game this season. That's top 15 in the league. So 107.5, even 108.5 seems like child's play for them at this point. The way that they're doing it, though, is so impressive. They are getting 98.03 possessions per game. That's almost 100 possessions per game that they're getting to opportunities to score. I love that they're operating with such efficiency to get us over this line. They've gone over this line in 25 of the last 30 home games they've had, and in an absurd 15 straight at Target Center. It's not even luck. That's just a habit at this point. I love this. Let's celebrate some high-octane NBA. Cash that 107.5 if you can find it. If not, play it all the way up to 108.5. I'm still good with it there. I think I saw it there at -105. So jump on that, and I'll see you at the window. Speaking of basketball, I do know that there was some news surrounding some possible injuries. Did you hear anything about that, Rob?
Yeah, I know that there was a question about the 3 from the Cleveland Cavaliers. Garland, you have to help me with the other 2 names. But I know Garland was a big name.
I believe it was Garland, Mobley, and Hunter.
Yes. So Underdog NBA's kind of who I would go to as far as injury news. 3 hours ago, they posted they weren't at shoot around. Kind of like hockey in my book. If they're not at morning skate, there's not a good chance they're going to play. And I know the NBA is notorious for 30 minutes before tip-off saying, oh, he's fine. He's ready to go. But I would just, if I was an NBA bettor, which I'm not, but if I was, I would probably lay off this game as far as totals go and point spreads because who knows who's going to be playing for Cleveland. The books haven't adjusted. It's still 7.5. So they know something we don't. It's one of those where I ain't touching that.
Right. And I was just going to, that's exactly what I was going to point out, is that the line hasn't moved really, even though that in 3 hours of them not knowing that they're not at shoot around. So that there must be some sort of knowledge about what's actually going to happen as far as players who will be actively participating tonight, should I say. And hopefully Cleveland gets all three of these guys healthy enough that they can suit up and run, especially if they have any hopes of tying up this series. I can't imagine Cleveland wants to go down 0-2, go back to Indiana and say, yeah, well, you know what, they sat out, but they're still not at 100%. So, yeah, keep an eye on that. What was the site that you used?
Underdog NBA. You can find them on X. That's usually just on X scrolling. That's who I go to for any NBA injury news.
Excellent. Perfect. Well, listen, we have come to that point in our show called the Daily Dinger. We hit them both yesterday. Let's see what we have for today's list. And Rob, I'm going to start with you. We've got Schwarber, Brent Rooker, James Wood, Andy Pages, and Salvador Perez. Who do you like and why?
Well, I'll tell you who will go yard. I'm not taking him because it's chalk. Is Aaron Judge, because he cost me a almost plus 6,000 parlay last night. So just keep that in the back pocket. But no, tonight I'm going to go with Andy Pages, Shohei Ohtani's teammate tonight. You get him at 1+ home run at plus 500. FanDuel is not doing Dinger Tuesday. They're doing a 50% boost. So I did grab that at plus 750 with the FanDuel boost. Look, Andy has 9 plate appearances, 4 hits, and 1 home run versus Cal Quantrill. And he's got 2 home runs in his last 8 games. I love the matchup tonight. I love the Dodgers to handle their business. I think Andy's gets it done.
I love it. I love the Dodgers simply because they've been just absolutely raking against the Marlins. And they're facing Quantrill, who they've all hit very well against Quantrill. So I like that play a lot. I was torn between Schwarber and Rooker. And I think I'm going to go with my guy, Kyle Schwarber, at plus 255. Yeah, it's chalky. They're playing down in Tampa Bay. That wind is blowing straight out into right field. Schwarber, a dead pull left-handed hitter who, excuse me, who in his 4 at bat, I believe it's 4, right? 4 at bats. He's already got a home run off this guy once. I love this matchup, the spot, the weather conditions. Everything seems right for Schwarber to go yard. And I think we both go back-to-back again tonight.
Me too. I like that play. I looked at Schwarber this morning, but since I went chalk yesterday, I figured, okay, we'll go a little bit better today. But no, I don't hate that play at all.
And I will tell you this. I know the guy that does the graphics for us. And I asked him, I'm like, why do some players get put on the list and why are others left off? Or how do you, what is that selection process? Little pull back the curtain. They put somebody's picture on the graphic if they have had at least 1 home run against the pitcher that they're matching up against. So out of these 3 guys, they have all hit, they've all hit a home run off the pitcher that they're facing today, at least 1. So there's a little nugget to keep in your back pocket for when you're looking at these charts and you're like, well, why is Rooker on there? Well, it's because Rooker's hit the ball against this guy and this guy already gotten a home run. So just that. That's going to do it for us. That brings us to the Daily Dinger. We've got through everything, right? Am I forgetting anything, Rob?
I think we nailed it, man.
I think we got it. Do we have any? Nope, we don't have any Daily Dinger.
No, we have. TJ said, "Glad that you're here today, Mark," and that he said, "Thanks for that." What you said. He said, "Thanks for what you said." So
that's a classic FAFO, and I found out, and so yes. Again, congratulations to Toronto. I hope it becomes a hell of a series, and I am here for it. Because if last night's game didn't have you on the edge of your seat, especially when Toronto was up by so many, and then Florida comes back, if that didn't get your blood going, you're already dead inside, and there's nothing I can do to help you. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to a hell of a series. But with that being said, that's going to do it for us today on this Tuesday. We will be back here again tomorrow at 3 o'clock with your Wednesday weekday wagers, myself and Rob. Right. or we'll be
Should
here
be. Could be me, could be DG. We'll figure it out. One of us will be here with you.
Figure it out somehow. Until then, listen, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Be kind to one another. Let's cash these tickets, and we'll see you here again tomorrow.